Harbaugh now heads to the Los Angeles Chargers.
He wins everywhere. He wins, period.
Justin Herbert, he's a crown jewel.
Well, you guys better enjoy this.
Quick snap, Herbert to throw. Has a man, touchdown!
The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin.
Herbert on the move and throws and touchdown.
I was just trying to show off.
We're going to be known as world champions. And we're gonna do it or die trying. Don't let the powder blues fool you.
Who's got it better than that?
Hey.
Oh.
Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wool Dogs, and with my buddy, Cal Dagan.
What's up, guys?
That's how we get Kyle the Coach Dagan.
I don't want to do this podcast.
I don't either.
Why do you guys?
I'm just like, yeah, God,
this is just out of. I'm just doing this out of duty. This is just showing up.
Duty
pod.
Duty pod.
Yeah, it's a duty pod.
In more ways than one.
Yep.
Damn. All right, folks. Well, let's talk about this game. We've got lots to talk about, and we've got an Ask Boltfam lined up for you. So let's just waste no time. Start at the top. Talk about this freaking touchdownless game for the Chargers. God almighty.
Can I set this up real quick? So I didn't get a chance to I didn't get to watch the game live. I was on set shooting this movie, and I told the guys, only text when something good happens. Yes. So I'm on set working. I'm like, where are these texts? Like, what's going on? Where's all the vibrating in my pocket to know that that good things are happening? I got a couple of them, and I look at it. It's like, Dicker, let's go. Dicker, let's go.
59-yarder, 50-yarder.
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, Dicker's going off, but what's going on?
What else?
And then
you don't want to know.
Well, yeah, you didn't give the same memo to Dad, so Dad was still doing our normal text of frustrations and complaints.
Yeah. Oh no, he kind of ruined it too.
Yeah, he didn't get the memo.
No, I didn't.
Because you got vibrates and you were probably expecting us, but you just got good old Dave Duggan on the other one.
It was kind of a bait and switch. Like there weren't any for a while, and then there started to be a lot. I was like, oh, things are great, and then I pulled it up, and it was like Dicker. No, like he just doesn't know how to handle the blitz. Like the whole bunch of shit from Dad, whatever that
was. Yeah, it was. I mean, the first quarter, man. What a wild first quarter. That was when we're watching Rieger. Deep pass from Herbert. Rieger catches it right near the end zone. It's like, all right, here we go. Turn it upfield. Ball punched out. Rolls out of the end zone. Touchback for the Cardinals.
Bounces perfectly to their defender.
So he can scoop it.
Just so he can get two hands on it. Step out of bounds. Like, oh my God. That was just so unlucky. Everything about that first quarter was it was the whole first half. It was just like they're getting everything to go their way. Yeah. Nothing is going our way. And with still a 7-6 ball game at halftime. I was like, there's no way we don't beat them by 20 in the second half.
And the previous drive, it was like, we get the D lineman interception, and then he gets stripped.
Yeah.
So it was just like right off the bat, like, what is going on? Like, this feels odd. When I watched it again this morning, like I knew the outcome, so I went in there with a lot less like emotion because I knew what the answer was. So I was just watching it more like analytically, and you could just kind of see that first Jalen Reagor fumble was like, okay. We still have tons of confidence because we were moving the ball, man. Like Justin
Herbert threw for 350 yards. Tell me, when did he ever? We're moving the ball consistently. 350 yards.
They got the memo.
Now I didn't look up the stat. Did we even have a play in their red zone?
We had one.
That's insanity. Like we just drove all the way down to their 30 or 40 and then got stuffed every time.
Well, can I ask you a question too, Kyle? Because it kind of bothered me in the fourth quarter that last drive. Like I think we were trying to run down the clock, but it was still a one possession game. So we were running down the clock, running the ball, and then we throw 3 straight passes, which they were being successful the whole game, and then we turned the ball over with 1:50 left. Like I didn't understand the clock management of like, if you're going to take some shots and he's thrown for 350, why are we running the ball when we can't get anything going on that defensive line? Run the clock down to a place where we can't get the ball back with time on the clock. Like I just didn't understand that methodology.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they were trying to run it down to 0 and kick the field goal.
But then why did they throw 3 consecutive passes to end the drive? Like I didn't.
You just said it. You just said it yourself. We couldn't run the ball. Like we ran the ball for crap yesterday, complete and total crap. And we had to get. We were getting to the point there where it was like, hey, we need to score here. We're not running the ball at all. We keep putting ourselves in these third and somewhat manageables. Maybe we can catch them by throwing the ball quick. And I don't know, like there's nothing against the past plays or what they did. It's I think, and this is a takeaway from the game, we just have a very big lack of explosiveness at the wide receiver position. We all have our Charger glasses on where we saw these guys in the preseason. We're like, we love them. They're all Pro Bowlers. There's nobody that creates consistent separation. Other teams are just going man to man and bringing pressure, and we're not consistently getting open enough. Like the guy we had 350 yards of passing, but there's no like big play. It's like Will Dissly for 7. It's Josh Palmer for 12. It's like there's none of those home runs.
Good one.
Yeah.
Just punch him in the mouth. You know, it just feels like we don't have that one piece, which maybe DJ Chark can be that, but I'm beginning to think that that's just me looking through Charger colored glasses, hoping that he's going to be that guy that fixes everything.
I will say this. Harbaugh hasn't ever fallen under 500. So I think we're a 500 minimum team, and then we're just going to keep growing this and see what the hell is going on. We got to get some guys healthy. There's a lot of guys out. The secondary was brand new, pretty much. Like Cam Hart did not have
they gave up 17 points. We still haven't given up more than 20 points in a game.
Exactly. Like the defense is great. It's just they were able to throw on us a little bit more and control the ball a little bit more and get the ball down the field. And then we just lost
They ran the ball down our throat. James Conner is a bona fide beast. That's a takeaway from that game.
The big thing was losing containment on Kyler Murray. That was the big one. Khalil Mack went inside. He got that touchdown. Bud Dupree went too far upfield. He got out and got like 35 yards. It's like we kind of lost some assignments yesterday on defense. And granted, we can't have them do absolutely everything. We should have scored at least one touchdown to win that game.
Yeah, so you can't blame the defense. They give up 17 points.
But I can now because they're so good and I expect so much of them.
No, dude, they gave up 14 points through 3 3/4 of the entire game.
I get it.
They did it. They did their job. Our offense, we had 5 field goals, no touchdowns. That's the issue from that game, was not getting in the end zone. If you get in one time, we win.
Jalen Reagor.
All right, Adam, welcome back to the show.
Hey, no, I'm sorry. It was a lot of the problems seemed to happen in the first quarter, which was the point that I was going to make before Kevin wanted to talk. There was enough football time left that you kind of at least were like, okay, well, we can bounce back. And Dicker was so freaking clutch, kicking the longest field goal of his career, 59 yards, that it was just like, all right, this guy's going to keep us in. And I texted you, Kyle. I was like, if we win this, I'm buying a Cameron Dicker jersey.
Yeah.
And you said, you're like, watch, we're going to do a 10-minute drive, 20 play down the field. Dicker's going to kick the field goal winner. And you were almost right. You were so freaking close, man. So I'm still going to buy a Dicker jersey because he kept us in that game. Yeah, he was the absolute MVP. And it's just, it sucks. This was a team that was supposed to have like the worst run defense. Dobbins was supposed to run all over these guys. Did not happen. And
no, it did not.
It's weird. I don't know what to put the blame on. I don't know if it's Dobbins. I don't know if it's the offensive line. I don't know if it's the play call. I don't know what the problem was, why we couldn't get the run game going. But it was frustrating. It sucks to lose, especially another close one like that. But I guess if we were to lose, better to be close, better to be in it than not.
Yeah.
But
I guess with a bad team.
I mean, it's the most yards Justin Herbert's ever thrown. So I mean, you can take some solace in that. At least Greg Roman is opening up the playbook for him.
For sure.
But like you said, we need some wide receivers that can get some separation, man. There were some amazing catches. That Josh Palmer toe tap catch, it was insane. That was a clutch catch. Will Dissly, I mean, he was the lead pass catcher on this team, which was it was clearly out of. Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's okay. That's just it's like the receivers are good. Like they're good. We just don't have that one elite guy that can make that giant play, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like Palmer did have some great catches. Yeah, Ladd had some good catches and run after the catch. Will Dissly finally showed up receiving the ball, which I said was a big component of needing to get this thing going.
Yeah.
We just don't have that dude, you know? And it feels like you kind of need that dude.
You do. Some of the stats and tweets floating around right now. OptaStats tweeting out Justin Herbert threw for 349 yards with a 97.1 passer rating tonight. No other QB in NFL history has thrown for that many yards with that high of a passer rating and yet had his team fail to score an offensive touchdown and lose the game.
That's wild. That makes me so sad. I don't know why I put that in the outline. I'm sorry, guys. That kind of bummed me out.
We have so many of these kind of stats where like this guy was so good and yet we couldn't put it away. We couldn't get the dub. Like that's happened to us before. Losing Kyle has happened to us before.
It's happened before.
Looking at other tweets, Chris Rim from Elias Sports, Justin Herbert is the fastest player in NFL history to 1,700 completions, doing that in 68 games. The only other player with 1,700 in fewer than 70 games is Patrick Mahomes at 69. Herbert's 1,700th career completion was to tight end Will Dissly in the second quarter.
We got a stud.
So there we go.
Got a stud.
Got to find a way to score.
Just got to get in the end zone. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Looking at some of the PFF grades for the Chargers, Khalil Mack was the highest graded, 92.1. Justin Herbert right behind him. Yeah. Josh Palmer, Joe Alt, Denzel Perryman, all those guys came to play. And boy, it just couldn't put it away. Just those mistakes, man. Those little mistakes. Rieger, if you put that ball in your left hand instead of your right, it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
Tart, if you secure that ball after Khalil Mack tips it up in the air, we get the ball, we rush it down, something happens, but we don't give it back.
We get the ball to 20.
Yeah. Some of the quotes after the game, Harbaugh on the loss. Harbaugh said it was a game of a lot of near misses or close calls. Came down to a lot of details, a lot of things. I'm not putting it on one play. You have a bad taste in your mouth and you have to suck it up. This is the kind of stuff you use as fuel to learn from. I kind of like that. That's a good thing to hear from a coach and not just sugarcoating it and saying like, yeah, well, you know, we made some great plays. You know, we're the better team, something like that. It was, hey man, we didn't win and we need to learn from that. And it sucks, but we're going to use that as fuel going forward. It's what you want to hear from a leader.
That's all you can really do. Yeah. I mean, that was a crap game. Got to learn from it and get better.
Justin Herbert said, I thought we did a lot of good things, but we have to score more points in the red zone. That's the biggest takeaway from tonight's game. We got an amazing kicker, but we have to do a better job for our defense, for our special teams. We have to score points in the red zone. It's just to execute, to lock in, focus. We got the right boys. We got the right guys out there. It just didn't go our way tonight, and we got to do a better job of executing those red zone plays. Got to get in the red zone too.
I know, and it also felt like field position all game was in their favor. Mm-hmm. You know, even right down to the very last possession we had, they punted, we started the 2-yard line. It's like, and with the new kickoff rule, every field goal, you're going to do a kickoff. They get the ball at the 30. You know, like they start every field goal feels like less of a good thing because now they start at the 30 instead of, hey, you can pin them in at the 5. If they start at the 30 and they get one first down, they're already going to pin you down inside the 10-yard line. You know, like that's what it's felt like consistently. Mm-hmm. So it's like these field goals, not only are they not touchdowns, but they're also, in essence, flipping the field for the other team. And they're pretty much going to pin you right away if they get one first down, which I just felt like we were starting with the ball in terrible position. That's why we threw for 350 yards and didn't get in the end zone because we were just we had so much ground to cover.
That's a good point.
Cameron Dicker on his performance said, I was very happy the way I hit. I think I've changed some things to be smooth and hit well all week. Did what you can, but at the end of the day, a loss is a loss.
I will say his kicks are a little bit straighter, it feels like. There's a little bit less wiggle to them.
Yeah.
And it's like no effort, too. The way he kicks, it's like, it's just like perfect.
Yeah. And I feel the worst for him because he went 5 for 5 on those kicks and still had to walk away with an L.
Just get one touchdown. One touchdown, take away one of those field goals, and we win that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 points. We win the game.
That's it.
Man. And then Harbaugh and Cameron Dicker said, you can see the type of confidence we have in him, snapper, holder, the protection. You understand that if that's not made, the ball is sitting at the 49-yard line, and you have to give them very good field position. We have the utmost confidence in Cameron. Incredible player. Couldn't agree with you more.
Kept to send
Amen, brother.
I'm getting that.
Good thing we
jersey, I
signed
swear
that guy
God.
to that long-term deal, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
lock him in.
we did one thing right.
And he's awesome. He took photos with, he wore a Lad McConkey jersey on the plane on the way out to the game, and he's like taking a picture with Lad. Like, he's just a bro, and we interviewed him. He's a total bro.
Yeah.
Just so down to earth and chill.
Yeah. Well, folks, you can be down to earth and chill if you join with our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. It's the greatest time of year again. Football is back, and it's here to stay till February. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats like touchdowns, passing yards, and more. So, Kyle, you put in a pick-em entry, and there was a lot of names. I felt like I was reading a roster. There were so many picks on there.
He went for it.
Listen,
week.
High risk, high reward.
It was high risk. It was 4 picks to win $796. So we were going all in on those picks.
It was going to be a good weekend.
But
I like it.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Just one of those needs to hit, and we're rolling.
Yeah, 1 touchdown, 1 hit. That's all we need.
I did another one last night without telling you guys for the Charger game.
No.
And it
did
also
it work?
failed miserably. I hit 1 of 4.
Oh my God.
It's not.
So why
It's
don't we
fun,
start-
but it's not going well.
We got to start just pick one, flip a coin. Pick one, flip a coin. Like, don't have any idea of what we're doing. Just flip a coin and see if it works. Might be better.
Okay. All right.
Next one,
go.
the coin flip.
Heads higher, tails lower, right?
Love it. Done.
Okay.
Bold strategy,
All right.
Cotton. We'll see how it plays
See how
out.
it's probably going to work. We're going to win a couple $100.
Well, it can't be worse.
No.
It can't be worse. Oh, folks, making picks on Underdog is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code CCHAT, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code CCHAT to claim your new customer special of a free pick, and your deposit offer must be 18 or over 19 for Alabama and Nebraska, over 19 in Colorado for some games, over 21 for Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That's 1-800-639-8783 or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. After you're done making those sweet-ass coin flip picks, you can go on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/ChargerChat, where you can check out all the silly, fun stuff we've got going on over there. I mean, it's just a great time at patreon.com/ChargerChat, but if you don't want to go over there, it's totally fine. You can go on over to our regular website, chargerchat.com. Check out all the cool stuff we got over there, t-shirts, hoodies, and stickers. You can chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers in the members section and ask questions and Ask Boltfam, so go check out chargerchat.com. All right, folks, let's just go right to it. It's time for Ask Boltfam. Yeah,
Let's go.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys. Don't jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do. I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are like totally appreciated. Catch you later, dude.
They love you, boy.
That's right, folks. Time for Ask Boltfam, and we start at the top with Marco DeLeo, who asked the question.
Oh boy, wait, is that you, Bulldog, pointing? OMG, am I supposed to panic now? Are we panicking? I'm panicking. Oh my, okay, I'm panicked. I see that finger, it's pointing. Aye, one question, do we panic? Go Bolts and panic. Aye.
Go Bolts and panic. Nah, we're 500. We're still very much in this thing, dude. This isn't anywhere over. Are we going to win our division? That's maybe not as likely now.
Yeah, Chiefs can't freaking lose.
Yeah, and with their quarterback not, throwing more interceptions than touchdowns, it's like crazy. But I don't think there's time to panic yet. We still have a very good. The next 4 games is all teams with 1 win or 2 wins. So if we can't clean these guys up, we can start to panic. But right now we're 500, and we're still very much in this.
Yeah,
this next 3-game stretch, the pointing might start if we don't win these next 3. I think get that pointer finger ready.
We'll be pointing at you.
Do little exercises so you're ready. I don't want you to pull anything.
Yeah,
but right now, just put that finger down. Nope, put it down.
Put it down.
Nope, put it down. It's all good, Marco. And thanks for wearing our shirt to the game, there, buddy. That was
you're
sweet.
the best, dude.
Awesome.
Let's move it on now to Adam Mundorf.
Adam,
who asked the question.
Too early to start feeling slightly worried about Greg Roman? I just
Don't know if Greg is watching the same games we are, and that worries me. Should I be worried? Jalen getting more snaps than Jerry Rice's literal son also has me worried. Rice should have been worked in snap 1. Hard to get the game under your feet when your first snaps ever are in high-pressure situations. Did not like how they almost set him up to fail when we had nobody to throw the ball to.
In hindsight, absolutely, you start Rice over Rieger, 100%. Like, it's easy in hindsight, for sure, but I don't know. Kyle said it. We're down QJ doesn't help, and we need DJ Chark. Like, we were down 2 guys that were expected to be in our top 3 wide receivers. Yep. So it's just is what it is. And the fact that, Justin threw for as many yards as he did to what we had on that roster, what we have on our roster, it's pretty great. That's all I got.
It is surprising.
But should he be worried about Greg Roman is the question.
Greg Roman doesn't give me it doesn't give me the confidence that Jesse Minter does. I'm not worried yet, but it feels like hopefully he's just really feeling this thing out and gonna hit the ground running really, really hard here soon, because he has good games and then he has bad games. He has good games. It's not consistent enough on offense.
Yeah.
Well, I guess what is the expectation for a play caller, an offensive coordinator, is to be able to get guys in positions that you're not. I don't know. I feel like sometimes you're just beating. If a guy's stubborn, I'm just going to do this and this and this. And he's already shown the capability to adjust and shift based on what he's seen the team be good at. And we were run the first 4 weeks, and now he's shifted the last 2, and we've been pretty prolific. I think at some level, the players got to go make plays, dude. Like, there was never a play call that he called. I was like, what the hell are you doing? Right. Like, he wasn't running fly sweeps to. Remember the playoff game against the Jaguars? We're going to fly sweep to what's his nuts. That's no longer in the NFL. And it was like, guy never played. That's bad offensive coordinating. Like if we had continued to just try to run the ball last night when it wasn't happening, that's bad coordinating. I mean, like, he's getting guys in positions to make plays, and we just got to go execute better. I'm not worried as of right now about Greg Roman being our offensive coordinator. I think he's done a good job of adjusting and changing and getting us in good positions. There's not like a, why the hell are we running the ball right there? What kind of a route is that? Like, none of that is in my head. So I think it's more just execution.
There were a lot of balls that were hitting guys in the hands last night, and they were not pulling them in. And that's not on the offensive coordinator. It's not on Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's hitting them in the hands. It's up to them to pull the ball in. And I think, we all see Brendan Rice sitting there on the sideline going like, that's Jerry Rice's son. That's a guy who we drafted.
Yeah.
Why is he not playing in this game? Marvin Harrison's son's playing in the game. Why isn't Jerry Rice's son playing in the game? And I get it, but at the same time, you have to trust the coaches to put the right guys out there. Yeah. And maybe that's part of the reason of questioning Greg Roman is he putting the right guys out there? And I mean, I can understand putting Jalen Reagor out there. The guy's a veteran. The guy has played the game. Brendan Rice is still a rookie. Incredible speed, apparently. Didn't really get a chance to see much of it, but hey, I hear
he got wide open behind everybody before he fumbled.
Right.
Yeah. That was his only catch that game too.
Yeah. So I get it. I get the frustration, but hey, these next 3 games, let's get through these 3 games, hopefully with wins, and we'll feel way better.
6-3, baby. This season. I'm going 6-3. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I just think the expectation for Brendan Rice, wide receivers in the NFL, usually rookie years are tough. Quentin Johnson, I mean, we saw it last year with our first round pick.
Absolutely.
Struggled. You're telling me a 7th round pick, not by mistake. It's not as if people were like, oh, it's a no name from a small school, had some good numbers. The guy's Jerry Rice's son at USC playing with Caleb Williams. Right. There's a reason why. We don't know what that reason is, but there's a reason why he was picked in the 7th. And we don't get to be at practices seeing everything that he does. Exactly. I don't think that you play Brendan Rice over Jalen Reagor and we win that game automatically. I don't think it's that easy.
So there you go, Adam Mundwarf. Thank you for asking the questions. Moving on now to OM Run, who asked the question. That was just a classic Charger loss. Could have been a Staley game. Would love to hear your thoughts on how to cope.
No, they would have put up 30 on us if it was a Staley game. That's not a Staley game in any way, shape, or form. That was amazing defense it was maybe a Lombardi game. Maybe it was a Lombardi game, but it wasn't. It definitely wasn't a Staley game. And I take offense to that home run. Don't say it again. I love you. I'm sorry.
So thoughts on coping?
How do you cope?
How do you cope with it? By yelling at home run. No, I'm
Start
okay.
a podcast and yell at other fans.
Yeah.
Find things
People
to yell at.
People that take their time to submit questions, you yell at those people. It's easy for me this week because my head's down. I'm working so much. So it's moving on, looking forward to next week when I can actually watch the game.
Yeah.
That's for me.
Time heals all wounds.
Time heals all wounds.
Wednesday. Get to Wednesday, Thursday. You'll feel better, ready for the
Drink
next
some
game.
tea,
Yeah.
take some stress relaxers, do some meditation, get some good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do because, hey, it's coming back up again this Sunday.
Yeah. We're going to get another chance here a whole bunch more times.
We're going to go
It's
on a
gonna be
run.
good.
Feel it. There you go. OM Run. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Jacob McKinney, who asked the question.
Was that unnecessary roughness to you or a regular football tackle?
I think it was a regular football tackle. I think he led with his shoulder. I think their heads definitely touched, but I don't think he led with his head. I think he led with his shoulder. Their heads touched.
But you can't target the neck or head with your shoulder or your
targeting the
helmet.
midsection. The guy was falling down.
I don't know. I think it could go either way. I wasn't like really pissed about it because Cam Hart was a little too high in my opinion. And that's what you get for having a 6'2" corner. He's just going to hit higher. But it pissed me off because it made us lose the game. But it didn't scream like the worst call I've ever seen.
In that situation, that's a really bad call. Like unnecessary roughness.
Given the situation,
that's a really bad call. It wasn't a repeat. It wasn't a repeat offender, which we've already seen become an issue for the Chargers.
Right.
It was Cam Hart going after a guy with the ball. It's not like he like squared him up in the face mask, took his head off. You know,
he was on the sideline.
The idea of there was nothing unnecessary about the roughness of that play. Like
it was just roughness.
There was clearly no malicious like intent. I don't see how in that situation they're down by 1 with 2 minutes left in the game, and you're going to throw that penalty. I think the timing is ridiculous. And also, whether you like it or not, there's politics in refereeing. The pass interference call that they waved off, which if you say the ball's uncatchable, fine, then it's still an illegal touching or holding. And it doesn't matter where the ball is in those penalties. That could be anywhere on the field, not even thrown to a receiver. So they completely missed that call. Usually in a ref's mind, you go, okay, I screwed that. I got to get them one back. You know, like I got to let something go. No, they double down on the shit calls and go right after him again with another very questionable call. Whether you agree with it or not, it's questionable and it's debatable. Both of those calls are. And we got 2 back-to-back. Now, we should have won the game by 20, in my opinion. But that makes it even harder when you get screwed with 2 very touchy calls back-to-back.
Yeah. It seems like those happen more on like primetime games too. It seems like primetime games finish with the referee stepping in to have some me time, you know? I think it's happening throughout the season.
You'd think they'd want to hide. Like as a referee, I wouldn't want to be seen or talked about or criticized. They do. They jump out and they like, hey, come after me. It doesn't matter. Like you can't do anything. That's really what it feels like. It's crazy. Like those are 2 very questionable calls back to back against the same team. It sucks. I mean, it sucks. We should have won the game anyways. But it sucks that's
it's a terrible way to lose.
That tastes in your mouth at the end of the game. Yeah.
Big time. There you go, Jacob McKinney. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Boltergeist, who asked the question. When do the Chargers fire Greg Roman?
Why do we love firing coaches so much?
No, we just got him.
One game doesn't go our way. Fire him.
Get him out.
Justin's had a different coordinator every year of his entire NFL career, it feels like.
Yeah.
I want a little bit of consistency to see what could happen over a couple of years here.
Yeah.
Like, even if things aren't perfect this year 1, don't fire him. No. I want him at least 2 years, 3 years, 4. Let's see what this can turn into. Everyone was pumped about the hire at the beginning in the offseason. We're 6 games in. It's too early to wave the white flag on Greg Roman.
Yeah, we're still 500. It's still 500. Yeah.
Justin Herbert is on a steady incline. By the end of the season, he's going to have 1,000-yard games, and you're all going to be saying, make Greg Roman president. Okay, so just calm down.
Yeah.
Poltergeist, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Andrew Ramsey, who asked the question. Why
When will the sloppiness / shots in the foot end? We're 50-50 right now on close games. How much longer before the inexperience of these young guys and the new additions take us under? It's one of those things that makes me believe this is a competitive year, not a playoff year. We will be in every game, but until these guys grow in the system and we add more stuff next year, tamper the expectations and enjoy the unexpected wins as well as losses. What do y'all think? Asking for a friend. Over 2,457,098 of us. Is that how many fans we have? Or can we be 6-3 after these next 3 winnable games and make the bad man go away? K, love you, bye.
Let's make the bad man go away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bad man's going away.
Andrew, very positive look at this. Very, yeah, I like that. I like your energy. It's very, it's good.
Well, I mean, he's still calling out the sloppiness and the shots in the foot.
But it's still like from what we usually get from Andrew.
Takes.
This is realistic. Good question. Realistic question. But I think let's hold off a few weeks. Let's see what we are in 3 more games. And then we'll see. Because I still think we're a playoff team, dude. I really do. This defense is too good not to be a playoff team. This offense has got to get it together, but this defense is too good to not be.
Yeah, the progress with the offense is good. I'm a little worried about Justin because I do remember hearing the commentators say that like his ankle got rolled up on, and he also had the heating pad on his hand, so they weren't specific on what they didn't show the rolling up on the ankle, and I don't know what play he injured his throwing hand thumb on, but let's hold on.
I haven't heard any of that. I haven't seen anyone post about
it. They mentioned it on the play.
Yeah.
I hated those announcers, by the way. They sucked, but I couldn't help but hear that.
They all suck.
Andrew Ramsey, thank you, buddy, for asking the question.
Thanks,
Let's
brother.
move it on now to BTFU Chargers guy, baby, who asked the question. I'm back, baby. My Chargers homie, what happened to a running game? Oh, baby, I'm not happy at the refs at all. Okay, my question is, if you guys were Jim Harbaugh, would you go for it on 4th and 3 to keep the drive going, or would you take the field goal and take the lead by 1 and why, baby? And as always, bolt the F up and F the Raiders and suck my butt, refs. K, love you, bye. P.S. I miss you guys. You guys are so good at what you do. Keep up the good work. I can't wait for your movie to come out, Kevin, baby.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, as soon as we get a release date,
you're
going to hear about it.
You'll get it.
Well, as soon as he's done filming it.
Yeah,
I got
steps, progress.
4 days. 4 days left. 4 days left to shooting, and then we'll be done. But it's coming together cool. There's some crazy stuff in it.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a blast. But yeah, dude, this running game. J.K. Dobbins is struggling out there, and I mean, I don't know. What do you put that to?
They're loaded. They're stacking the box on us. Like Kyle said, we're not playing coverages that require, they can stop us man to man. So as soon as we can find a way to make them start lightening the box, we're going to be able to run a lot better. So I think that's where you start.
And if it's 4th and 3, are you going for it or are you taking the points? And why?
What do you guys think? I like the points. I take the points. Your defense has been pretty lights out the whole game.
Less than 20 every single week. So
yeah.
You don't go for it 4th and 3. You don't get it, and then you have 2 timeouts because we had to waste 1 because of bad motions, receivers being dumb. So then you're not in a good spot. You don't have any control of the game. At least when you go take the lead, you're in control. Defensively, you make a stop and it's good to go. Right. So I take the points every time in that situation.
I agree. I think
the Brandon Staley way would be to go for it and
you
lose the game right there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And that worked a couple times for us in the Brandon Staley era, but it didn't other times. So I'll take the points.
And in those situations, we didn't have a great defense. So it's like, yeah, let's go for it because I don't know if defense is going to stop these guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So BTFU Chargers guy, baby, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to House of Pain, who asked the question. I'm not a smart man, but I know what running is. That is not running. The defense played enough to win. The striped fellas gave the Chargers a box of dicks instead of chocolate. I saw 4 bad penalties and non-calls. Jenny always said you can't run on 9 in the box. But Mama said you can't throw with the Swiss cheese O-line. Herbo can't play hero ball with no one to throw to. That's all I have to say about that. Will DJ Chark fix this, or do we need Mike Will more than ever? K, love you, bye.
More gump, please. More gump, please. Oh, God, that's awesome. Those must be comfortable shoes.
Those must be real comfortable shoes. Yeah, dude. It's we were just talking about it. Oh, but DJ Chark, man, do you think this is the solution? Is this what's gonna fix everything?
We're putting everything on him coming here and fixing this entire offense. I don't know if you can. It's unrealistic expectation. It really is.
DJ Chark and Mike Williams, that could be fun.
I kind of want Mike Williams more than ever now.
Dude, Mike Will didn't even play for the Jets. They are just prepping to trade him. He's going to be traded somewhere. I'd be sick if the Chargers could go find a way to get him. If you toss him into that room, it's just that much more dynamic. You get DJ back, you add Mike Will, you have Ladd and the inside. Like, a lot of stuff can open up really, really fast down the field if you have DJ and Mike Williams in the game. So I don't think it's an either or. I think it's a both and would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be wild if we could get him and DJ in there. Just imagine that room if you had all that. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, Simi's getting the boot if that happens, right? Not Josh Palmer, or Josh Palmer still.
Simi's getting the boot.
Simi is like our best receiver right now.
But Palmer was great too. That one catch on the sideline was crazy. It's just each game is a toss-up. Who's the one we like the most that week?
Right.
And this week it was Palmer. Next week it'll be whatever. I don't know.
Next week, hopefully Brendan Rice.
Yeah, hopefully Brendan Rice.
House of Hayne, thank you, buddy, for asking the question. Let's move on now to Putts and Bolts, and shout out to Brett Gardner. You guys basically asked the same question, but I'm going with Putts and Bolts on this one, who asked the question. Hello, gents. I wanted to share my experience from my trip to Arizona for this game. I drove out from Orange County to Prescott for a few days to play a few rounds of golf and visit my dad, who I brought to the game. He's been a diehard Chargers fan since he was in college in Point Loma. When we were at the pregame, I got Cameron Dicker to sign my hat. Little did I know he would kick 5 field goals. I was so excited. I almost steadied my pants. Even though we lost, it was a great time on this trip. I also love seeing the Will Disley usage. My question is, if we make a trade, what position do we trade for, and who would you get? One answer from each of you, and please no repeats. Oh, and P.S. I changed my name from Bolts and Bogus since I'm no longer a bogey golfer. Proud to say I can now break 80. FDR, FTC, and FTB. Thanks, K. Love you, bye.
Golf clap.
Congrats. That's a big accomplishment in the game of golf. Breaking 80 is not an easy thing. That's like top 5% in the game.
Yeah,
look at him go.
Kevin's not breaking 80 anytime in his life.
No, I'll admit it. It's fine. I like to play the game.
I like to play golf. Those look like real nice golfing shoes.
That's me. Forest Golf.
All right. So if we were to trade for somebody, who would you get?
Can I go first? Because I don't have anyone else. Mike Williams. Give me Mike Williams.
I'll go second because I don't have anybody else. Hunter Henry, please.
Give him Hunter. Hunter's been going off, dude. He's been having some big games with them.
Bring him back. Bring him back.
Yeah.
Bring back Shivalinga. Bring back Hunter. Anybody else that you can think of, Kyle, that you would want to trade for or get?
I'm trying to look at some of the names that are out there. I don't know. I'm
trying to think of
Cup popped up on here.
Yeah, I know. I'm hearing a lot of Cooper,
target,
but that's a lot. You're giving up a lot for him. They want like a second rounder.
Yeah. We have had a lot of injuries in the DB room. Now the guys are playing pretty solid, even with our backups in there with Tarheeb and Cam Hart. They're doing great. But a Greg Newsome, like a real big time shutdown, solid corner from the Browns would be cool, especially with Zont on a contract year, being pretty banged up, going on IR right now.
Yeah.
I think that cornerback room you could definitely add and improve things even more than what they're. I mean, that's just hard to say because they are playing really well, those young guys, and they're cheap, so you don't have to give anything up to get depth there. But I think in the long run and the length of the season, depending on what's going on with Zont, Greg Newsome might be a sweet add. But I'm all in on Mike Will. I just as a player, like a fan, a biased fan, I just want Mike Williams back. I want him in that Charger blue.
There you go. Putts and Bolts and Brett Gardner, thank you guys for asking the question. Let's move it on now to DJ Jones, who asked the question.
Howdy, y'all. Watching the game, it's evident Jay Herbert's really no pass catchers to throw to. I mean, Will Disley? No disrespect, Will. Well, my question is, what players who y'all want to see on our Bolts, and if no moves are made, would y'all be disappointed? Care love you bye, Bolt Up and FTR.
Well, we kind of talked about a few guys that we would be interested in getting, but I think the bigger question is, if we don't make any more moves, would we be disappointed? It's tough to say because, like, considering the amount of moves that we've already made prior to this game, it's like, whoa, this is already way more than we would have ever seen under Tommy T. But yeah, it feels like more moves should be made.
Yeah, I think if Joe Ortiz wants to win the fan base over, he makes a move. Any move, because we're so used to no moves whatsoever for the last decade with Tommy T that if he just makes any move here at this trade deadline, everyone is going to be that much more pumped. And we already are. Like, I think he's done an incredible job putting together this roster. But if he wants to, like, solidify his spot in our hearts, go make one more move here. Prove that we have, like, you guys have faith that we're going to go on a run and make some moves here in the end of the season. Because it does feel like we just, I don't know if we're one player away, but I want a little bit more hope as a fan base. Like, give me something.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. For those that are interested, trade deadline is November 5th. Same day as voting. So, hey, it's going to be a big day. So there you go. DJ Jones, thank you, buddy, for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Slow Cheetah, who asked the question.
My question is, which I'll keep asking all season, why can't the Chargers invest more in the offensive line?
Money is usually the reason, but
we invested a lot, man.
We're investing a lot of
we
draft
have three
capital,
first rounds.
Yeah,
and
these last 3 drafts, O-line.
Yeah,
and pretty soon you're going to have a whole offensive line of first round picks. So,
yeah, I don't necessarily think we're not investing enough. Like, Justin's had time to throw this game. Like, we're doing well.
Yeah,
it's just I'm not concerned about the O-line. This is the first time I've ever felt good about the O-line.
Yeah.
We're not going to make any splash trades for a guard. I think
those
you're
aren't
not gonna,
fun.
I mean,
those aren't. Yeah.
We already have tackles in place that are Pro Bowl level for forever, and Rashawn's going to get paid this offseason, so we are going to invest in who we already got. But I guess Slow Cheetah would be talking about whether it's our center, if they're not happy with Bradley Bozeman or Trey Pipkins at right guard. But other than those two, we've given a lot of money to that offensive line. We've invested a lot in them.
Yeah,
I think eventually this whole offensive line will be drafted by us, and they won't be pickups. I think that's what's going to happen here pretty soon.
Yeah, and that'll be nice. That'll be pretty sweet there, Slow Cheetah. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Athir Kader, who asked the question.
Chat, love you all, my buddies, with my heart and soul, baby. First, I want to say this. My main reason why I believe Chargers will play in San Francisco Super Bowl at 26 is when Coach Harbaugh took this job, told Justin, listen, baby, I'm going to get you to the playoffs this season. I don't have the money to get you to your first ever Super Bowl. However, next off season, I will have the money. AFC juggernaut my ass, baby. We will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Your thoughts, my boys, please. I got 2 questions. First, Coach Kyle, is it time to talk J.K. Dobbins extension? Or are we going to be silly and wait till after the season, baby? Kevin, are you willing to give up 3rd and 6th round picks in the 25 draft and 2nd round in 26 to the Dolphins for Jalen Waddle and his contract, or is that too much, baby? Last, my love, my life, my baby, Wool Dog. I do not have a question for you, but I need to please reply to my comment at the top before my questions. My love, my heart, my life forever, Wool Dog, baby. Who's got it better than Athea? Nobody. Let's go, baby.
Replying to your comment there, Athea. It's looking like that might be more likely, but I don't know. I don't know who is on this roster that is going to clear up money for us next year that we're not going to keep around or something like that. So I'm not sure where the money's coming from, but I do feel much more trust in Joe Ortiz to get this roster where it needs to be and utilizing every possible cent we have and getting the right talent on this team. So if it ain't this year, I can definitely see it being next year.
Yeah.
Coach Kyle, we talking J.K. Dobbins extension yet or what? Or are we going to be silly about
it? We do like to be silly.
We are, especially here.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not very many running back extension that happen mid-season. It just doesn't happen a lot. It's usually going to get done in the offseason. You sign him and then he gets hurt in the next couple of weeks. It's just such a position that has such utilization of like contact. Like he's getting popped every play.
Right.
So I don't think an extension will happen right now. And I don't think you really need to currently. I mean, after the first week, he was a leading rusher, but it's not been just home run after home run every single game. I think he's an awesome back. I don't think there's any rush for us to get that extension done right this second.
Yeah. And Kevin, let's see, a third, a sixth, and a future second for Jalen Waddle.
I don't think so.
That's not a name I've heard.
Yeah, it seems like a lot. I'm not. Yeah.
What about Tyreek?
Yeah, 100%.
3 draft picks for Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, those caliber for sure. Imagine what Justin could do with frickin' Tyreek Hill. Like that's insane.
Cool. That would be cool. That would be fun.
I think there's other players that we could bring in that are not nearly this expensive. I don't think we're going to do something like that.
All right. There you go, Athir. Thank you, buddy, for asking the question. We go out of Ask Boltfam with Tony Francis.
Tony!
Who asked the question.
Listen up, maggots. I'm extremely frustrated and pissed off with how we played, and you 3 should be too. Kicking 5 field goals is not how we win games, cadets. We need touchdowns, not just points. We have the talent, the coaching, and the drive. Now we need to get our killer instinct back. Fight for every yard and play with the determination unknown to mankind. No more playing it safe. It's time for Coach Minter to pull his pants down around his ankles and scream, "Suck my butt" to everyone. It, cadets. We all need to pull our pants down in our ankles and scream it. This is not how a Jim Harbaugh team is supposed to play. My only question this week is directed at all 3 of you. What is the Chargers' biggest weakness going into the game on Sunday? And what steps can be taken this week to mitigate it? As always, the Raiders, burn the kingdom, kick the donkeys, and suck my butt.
All right. On the count of 3, we all pull our pants down and scream, "Suck my butt." 1, 2,
I will
3.
say though, I feel like the art of mooning is lost. Like it's been lost in this generation.
Our
you guys
current
remember
climate
just like
doesn't
driving
allow.
by your buddies? They're walking on the street. You just
Art of mooning.
roll down the window, pull down those pants, and give them a nice little moon. It's not a
little
when's the
pressed
last time you saw
hand?
someone moon you?
We're not in a safe place in our current environment politically to be just whipping our butts out whenever we feel like it.
That's the problem with America, man.
That's the problem with this country.
We need to feel the freedom to moon whoever we want. That's what we need.
More butts in America.
And
more
not go to
butts in
jail.
America.
Yeah. Make America nude again.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so what is the biggest weakness going into the game on Sunday?
I think it's just big plays. Like we need some offensive big plays. We've got the intermediate passing game. The running game on the season is definitely good enough. We just need some big plays, like giant touchdowns that switch the whole momentum of the game. That's just not what we have right now. Everything is nickel and dime and slowly and surely, which is cool for 95% of the game. But we need that 5% where we have 2 big plays a game. You know, we didn't turn the ball. We didn't force 1 turnover in this game on defense. So it's like you don't have any big plays on defense.
Does it count if you fumble it? No.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, the pick. Oh, yeah. I guess we did have the pick at the beginning, but we didn't. That wasn't a big play because we didn't get to keep the ball.
You're right.
So it's like we need those explosive plays that shift momentum, that change everything. We just didn't have any of those. It was good defense and it was good offense, but we need those great plays to pop up. So I think it's finding ways to take bigger chances on offense down the field.
Yeah, and I think to me, it's also communication because when I see Justin Herbert not happy, when I see him yelling at guys to get set and they're not getting set, that's wild. That's your leader there that's telling you that you are not where you need to be. So I don't know if there's a communication issue or what the problem was on that game, but seeing him getting that upset he doesn't get upset that often. That's a rarity for Justin Herbert. And it's good to see him get upset because you know that, like, hey, man, he's got the fire in his belly and he wants to win this. But it shouldn't come to that. It shouldn't come to him getting frustrated on the side and having to waste a timeout or something like that because the guys weren't getting set.
Yeah.
So there you go. Tony Francis, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
for asking the question. And thank you, everybody, for asking questions and Ask Boltfam. We greatly appreciate it. Sucky game to lose. But hey, Sunday there's going to be another one. And I think there's going to lean a little bit more in our favor.
We'll be back for it.
A little bit more in our favor. Yeah. And we'll be back. We're going to bounce back from this. So thank you, folks, for hanging out with us. That's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
No. Let's wash this off and move on.
Yeah. Let's hose out in the backyard.
Yeah. Beat you out
Don't bring it in the house. Stay outside. I'm going to hose you
there.
down.
Stinky.
All right. Yeah, that's our Doody podcast, folks. That's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you, bye.
Okay, love you, bye.
Keep love you back.
Oh, yeah.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Are you ready to become the dependable person everyone can count on? At Dicker's Institution of Reliability, we specialize in transforming ordinary individuals into extraordinary pillars of strength. Don't fumble your chance to be dependable. Our expert-led courses will teach you the skills to handle tough situations with confidence and grace. Whether in your personal life or professional endeavors, you'll learn how to be the go-to person everyone relies on. Life's tough situations can feel like a 4th and goal scenario, but at Dicker's Institution of Reliability, you can be the one to split the uprights.